Hello once more, my dear students in GSTS, Science, Technology, and Society. So this is our first discussion on the introduction. So I think you had already a good discussion on this with Sir Cesar, your previous instructor on the said subject. Okay. So the learning objectives of our discussion for today are the following. By the end of the discussion, you should have discussed the interactions between science and technology and society throughout history. Second, discussed how scientific and technological developments affect society and the environment. Third, identify the paradigm shifts in history. So what is science? What comes into your mind when you hear the word science? You've been in touch with science for a very long time already since you were in basic education. Science is the human attempt to understand the natural world with or without concern for practical uses of that knowledge. So just like the illustration, so it's more on dealing with our natural world, on the physical world that we are living. Likewise, science tries to discover facts and relationships and then tries to create theories that make sense of these facts and relationships. It means only that science is systematic and it is a process oriented approach. And moreover, any system of knowledge that is concerned with physical world and its phenomena and that entails unbiased observations and systematic experimentation. It means that it is evidence-based and it does not jump into conclusion without experimentation. Also, it involves a pursuit of knowledge covering general truths or the operations of fundamental laws that govern our world. And moreover, it is based on the premise that our senses and extensions of those senses through the use of instruments can give us accurate information about the universe. So, a seeking, okay, answer seeking quest, okay, just like our scientists and inventors, our researchers are doing. Follows very specific rules and its results are always subject to testing and, if necessary, revision. So there is a cycle of conclusion, then asking a question again, then a process of revision. So there is an updating, continuous updating of the laws and fundamental facts that we are having in science. Even without such constraints, science does not exclude and often benefits from creativity and imagination. So, one of the scientific attributes and traits. And science follows the scientific method. Science may be defined as a system of knowledge of the natural world gained through the scientific method as illustrated. It starts with observation, asking questions or seeking problems, making of your hypothesis, conducting of experiment, and having your conclusion and your results. So basically, research oriented ito, experimentally oriented. What else? The scientific method has 5 basic steps plus one feedback step. So you've learned scientific method since you were in grade school, in high school. Okay, when you're conducting your laboratory activities, your activity works, okay, in your laboratories, okay, you follow these steps. Okay, we have making an observation through your senses, asking a question or problem, forming your hypothesis or testable explanation, making a prediction based on the hypothesis, or creating your null hypothesis. Fifth, test the prediction through experimentation. Use the results to make new hypotheses or predictions. Okay? What? are the different divisions of science? So the natural taxonomy of the empirical sciences would break the sciences down into three basic groups. What are these? So we have the physical sciences, such as physics, astronomy, chemistry, geology, metallurgy. So from the word itself, deals with the physical world that we live in. Second, the biological sciences, zoology, botany, genetics, paleontology, molecular biology, physiology. So more on the life sciences. And we have also the psychological sciences, such as psychology, sociology, anthropology, and maybe economics. So more on the behavior, more on the society, okay, and pertaining to human interactions. The hierarchy of the sciences. So if you can see in the illustration, uh, it is divided into different sizes and diameters. So for the Earth, we have physics, okay, astronomy, geoscience, okay. For human, we have life sciences, okay. We have also social sciences such as sociology and psychology, cell, okay, under biology. For the atom size, we have chemistry and physics and mathematics as the language of science. The scale of the universe mapped to the branches of science and showing how one system is built atop the next through the hierarchy of the sciences. And what is technology? So you learned about science, now we learned about technology. Technology is the human attempt to change the world by creating products that can help people. Okay? So the tools that we are using to aid us, to comfort us, or to make our work easier. It involves tools, techniques, and procedures for putting the findings of science to use. Just like now in time of pandemic, the use of gadgets such as laptops and smartphones are very essential, can help us bridge education. Moreover, technology comes from the Greek words meaning art, okay, and craft. Okay? Techne. And yon, techne meaning art or craft, and subject or interest. Okay? Practical applications of what we know about nature. So since then, the beginning of time, we learned a lot of tools and instruments that ancient civilization have used to aid them in their agricultural works, in infrastructures, in medicine, and other fields of the society. Products of imagination, of thought processes, and redesigning. And its purpose is to improve the quality of life. So technology's main purpose is to improve our quality of life. Examples of technology, okay, we have your smartphone, your laptop, your electrical appliances, machineries, okay, and other tools or instruments that aid us in our daily activities. Interactions between science and technology. So these two are like twins, okay? They're like complementary with each other. Science explores for the purpose of knowing, while technology explores for the purpose of making something useful from that knowledge. So if you get the point, so science, okay, discovers the facts, the principles, the laws, while technology uses these laws, these principles to make something useful, okay, or practical, from practical application of that specific principle, law, or fact that is being discovered through science. Interactions between science and technology. Science derives technology by making new technology possible through scientific breakthroughs. So just like now to the advent of COVID-19 pandemic, so researchers, scientists have been pushed to make vaccines, okay, possible to cure the disease, to aid in the spread of the virus. So it is an example of a scientific breakthrough. Also, engineers focus on using science to develop products, okay, such as robots, okay, artificial once more. Okay, so you to continue again, so interactions between science and technology. So engineers focus on using science to develop products. So without technology of some science experiments would not be possible. So just like the creation of robotics, okay, artificial intelligences, okay, by our engineers. Okay, next. So interactions between science and technology also involves. Without science, technology could not proceed. The very questions that scientists ask are shaped by the available technology. Role of science and technology. First, alter the way people live, connect, communicate, and transact with profound effects on economic development. So just like our internet connection and the available means in which we can communicate with each other. Second, key drivers to development because technological and scientific revolutions underpin economic advances, improvements in health systems, education, and infrastructure. So there is a continuous progress brought by science and technology. Third, technological revolutions of the 21st century are emerging from entirely new sectors such as microprocessors, telecommunications, biotechnology, and nanotechnology. So nanotechnology is being now used in medical field in curing diseases. Fourth, products are transforming businesses, practices across the economy, as well as the lives of all who have access to their effects. The most remarkable breakthrough will come from the interactions of insights and applications arising when these technologies converge. So such as now during the pandemic in which we are locked down in all our houses, online shopping, okay, is very trending, okay, and other online selling, okay, live selling, and others. Fifth, have the power to better the lives of poor people in developing countries. So, technology, science and technology is always in continuous progress to aid, okay, and address hunger and other problems. Differentiators between countries that are able to tackle poverty effectively by growing and developing their economies and those that are not. So, through agriculture and food development or food researches. Role of science and technology also involves engine growth, okay? Just like now, electric powered cars in terms of Tesla and other brands, interventions for cognitive enhancement, proton cancer therapy, and genetic engineering, among others. So, that's it. What is society? So we discuss science, discuss technology. Now, what is society? The sum total of our interactions as humans, including the interactions that we engage in to figure things out and to make things. What else? A group of individuals involved in persistent social interaction or a large social group sharing the same geographical or social territory typically subject to the same political authority and dominant cultural expectation. So just like the Philippines, so the Philippine society, the American society, Chinese society, and the like. The meaning of science, technology, and society. So science, technology studies or science, technology, and society studies is the study of how society, politics, and culture affect scientific research and technological innovation and how this in turn affects society, politics, and culture. What else? SDS makes the assumption that science and technology are essentially intertwined, that they are each profoundly social and political. Effects of science and technology to the society. First, science and technology have had a major impact on society and their impact is growing. By making life easier, science has given man the chance to pursue societal concerns such as ethics, aesthetics, education, and justice to create cultures and to improve human conditions. What else? Science influences society through its knowledge and worldview. Scientific knowledge and the procedures used by scientists influence the way many individuals in society think about themselves, others, and the environment. The effect of science on society is neither entirely beneficial or entirely detrimental. The impact of science and technology in society is evident, but society also influences science. How? There are social influences on the direction and emphasis of scientific and technological development through pressure groups on specific issues and through generally accepted social views, values, and priorities. Technology alters how we can behave. Society drives the technological innovations and scientific inquiry. Science gives us insight into what kind of technologies we could potentially create and how to create them, while technology allows us to conduct further scientific research. And on this, how important is science to society? What makes technology essential to humanity? So, gaano ba ka-importante ang science and technology sa tao? And that's it. Thank you for listening. Okay, so if you have any questions, clarifications, feel free to message our GCAP. Okay, so that's all. Thank you for listening and have a good time always. Okay?